All right, what's up, everybody? I am back to do a custom request video for Ashley. Ashley hit me up, or Ashley hit me up via Instagram and wanted to know about a particular placement inside of her sign, inside of her natal chart, excuse me, which relates to Venus. So this insert right here is going to be heavily based on Venus. She wants to know, let me start here. She's a Libra and she has Venus in Virgo, and the significant other, the prospect, however you want to say this right at this moment, but you know, the person that's being compatible with is a Pisces sun with a Venus in Aquarius, okay? And Ashley wants to know, what's the likelihood of that working? All right. And she even joked a bit saying that it's difficult to even get him to commit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm just laughing because it just sounds so Pisces. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, all right, to focus on Venus, right? Let's talk about Venus and the sun signs a little bit before I dig deep into this. Venus is the ruler of Libra. Okay, so everything that is beautiful and, you know, just full of bliss, right, has everything to do with Libra, especially relationships. So here we have a Libra who is pretty much going to teach, or going to try anyway, to teach a Pisces about relationships, or how relationships are supposed to go, right? Courtship and things of that nature, right? And Pisces is, you know, depending on the ascendants and stuff, the moon, and Pisces for the most part, man, are real like eccentric when it comes to that type of stuff. Like, you try to like write a rule book or a playbook for a Pisces on how love is supposed to go, or the interaction of love is supposed to go. There are a lot of the times are going to go by their own rule book, by their own playbook, no matter how much you try to teach them. You know what I mean? Now, whether or not a Pisces finds these courtship tips and techniques beneficial to him is something that, you know, that they have to come to terms with. And they may be gradual to do so. So that can be kind of stressful. Not stressful, but irritating. You know, you get aggravated behind that, right? Because you wanna make them act right, right? That's how they say it. Get some act right, boy. You need to act right. You know what I mean? But for the most part, that's how it goes sun sign, like, right? And Pisces is going to be trying to show you something that has more deeper meaning or more sense than what is relative to what you consider to be beautiful and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, but you can both definitely learn something from each other when it comes to sun sign characteristics. Now, when it comes to Venus, this is a different story, right? This changes what is just so strongly associated with sun sign characteristics. Venus is the planet of beauty, right? It rules over Libra. So you kind of got a good hand here dealt because you got Venus there, right? And at the same time, I said this just earlier. I did the Taurus video for Secret Houses, and I said, listen, Venus rules Taurus, Venus rules Libra too, right? But Venus is exalted in Pisces. It doesn't rule Pisces, it doesn't rule over them, you know what I mean, or her. But however, it is exalted. So everything that is beautiful, or the interaction of beauty rather, the things that make you feel good, is exalted in the sign of Pisces. So think about that for a minute. And I'm not saying you're a materialistic girl. I'm just saying consider that when you're engaging with this Pisces, because they can teach you something about the spiritual world that does not necessarily have everything to do with, you know, things, or, you know, art and interior decorating and fashion and everything, you know what I mean? However, Pisces can definitely tap into those veins, because if it's beautiful, it's beautiful. And a Pisces is not going to argue with that, right? But let's talk about Venus being with AR first. Venus being inside of Virgo, right? That's what you got, Venus inside Virgo. So you're pretty much, you have this like above average type standards. You have high standards when it comes to love. You are in particular, you want a specific type of ideal love, and most people with this placement end up being single. Now, I don't want you to be alarmed by that, or not even upset, you know what I'm saying, because you be surprised on how that could be an upside for you. But what I'm saying is this, right? It doesn't, as you said, you know, it's challenging for you to even get him to commit, and it's probably because I'm not going to say it's a problem, but it's an issue because you're trying. I can almost guarantee that if you stopped trying to make that happen, you can make it happen. And the reason why I say that is because he has Venus inside of Aquarius, which is I'm interested, but I'm distant, which is, you know, I like you, but I'm aloof. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, for him, it's like, it looks on the surface like, you know, you really can't tell what's really going on with them. But if you allow them the individual freedom to roam, you will find out that they can be that person for you. And the reason why I say that even more is because friendship. They are going to base their love largely on friendship. So all you have to do is be their friend. So all you have to do is be this person's friend, and you will win them over. Now, I know in the courtship world of Libra, right, that doesn't really fly right. That's not nothing substantial enough to stand on. It's not enough to bring them home to mama or stuff like that. It's just like not enough, right? Because you have this, especially with Venus being in Virgo, you have this standard of love or what it's supposed to be, right? But be a friend, and you can find out how much that will benefit you. Like I'm telling you, just be his friend, and you'll see how much more time you guys spend together, or it'll be like you're an item, but without the titles, without the labels, without the discussions, without the forced or coerced courtship, if you will. I'm not saying that that's what's going on. I don't even know why that's even coming out of my mouth. I just felt that. But also I wanted to say, like, because if you don't, what can happen with your Venus inside of Virgo, you can date down. Like, you can date down, and you will be the enabler of the relationship. Like, you have high earning potential with Venus inside of Virgo. I want to make that clear as well. And what happens with that is you become like subject to the 80-20 rule. So you're the one who's putting in 80, and your partner is the one putting in 20. You understand what I'm talking about? So I believe like that's something that can transpire from trying to coerce the situation, because you're like, okay, well, I can't get this guy that I like to commit, so I'm gonna just go find me a guy that I know I can make my boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you probably don't want to do that either, because you're going to become an enabler. All right. So let's say that is the case though, because I don't know, you know, I'm not telling you how to go about your life as far as love goes. You know what I'm saying? So let's say you do choose to go that route. I shouldn't even be saying that, right? Because this is a compatibility video. But anyway, I just want to give you this tip just in case. Let's say you do choose to go that route. Make that man do something. Like, that's when you got to start coercing. When you know you are the 80 and he's the 20, that's when you got to just start making them do stuff, you know, on their own. Make them come to the table with something, and then that'll go smoother than you ideally, than you initiated it. However, you know, for the most part, you may be single. But look, just be this Aquarius guy's friend, right? Just be this guy's friend, and I'm telling you, watch what could happen. Now, I want to give you some more pointers, right? That'll definitely help you, right? Naturally, what I mean by naturally is natally, you guys have Venus, and we already established that. You got Venus inside of Virgo, he has Venus inside of Aquarius, right? So natally, you guys are in this harmony, meaning naturally you guys you're like 150 degrees apart with Venus. So it's an inconjunct. It's disharmony naturally, right? So this is already a challenge. However, you can still focus on your sweet spots and make it happen for you too. Sometimes that's what relationships are about, or being compatible is about, is knowing the timing. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta double dutch it. Sometimes you gotta time it, and then you gotta jump in and do your shuffle and then get out. You understand what I'm talking about? And this is one of those types of situations. So what you can do is parallel your natal charts, where your Venus is in your natal charts, parallel it to the solar chart, which is what's happening right now, right? So for example, Venus is inside of the sign of Cancer right now. Right, so that is actually a hot spot for you guys. So if something pops up, like if you guys are interacting better than you usually do around this time, then that is exactly why, because Venus is inside of Cancer, which is a hot spot for you guys. Now, I'm still testing this, so get in the comment box or inbox me through Instagram, whatever you feel like doing, and let me know how that goes. Like, let me know if I struck oil with that one, but I've identified it to be actually accurate for studies that I've been doing. So try that out, right? And also another hot spot for you guys is when Venus is inside of between Scorpio and Capricorn, but definitely inside of Capricorn is a great time for you guys. All right, and pay attention to the sign of Capricorn. What does that mean? That means to build, right? That means to climb, to a plateau. So you could take advantage of that when Venus is there also, you know. Your interaction should be more valuable, more substantial in these areas, all right? And the reason why I say that those are your sweet spots is because trines and sextiles are present when Venus, the planet of Venus, is in those signs. So I hope this helps, actually. And regardless, if you still got more questions, or if there's something I left out, or you think that, you know, I may have got something inaccurate, just let me know. I'm open to all suggestions. I learn the same way I dish out information, you know. The feedback is very informative for me as well. All right, I'm out of here.
The way this boy move that money sort of Templar. Put it in, like work.